Hi, I'm Roger Chang at CNET.com, and today we're taking a first look at the Nike FuelBand. FuelBand, which is $150, represents the next evolution of the Nike Plus line. It's a fairly simple looking wristband that uses an accelerator to measure your steps, calories burned, and a new way of measuring activity called Nike Fuel Points. Now, it's Nike Fuel part that's going to be a real hang-up for some people. It's a system developed by Nike. You need to have a FuelBand or some other Nike Plus product to really make any use of it. That means the score is pretty meaningless to your friends who work out with some other fitness tracker or their smartphone. Still, how important the score is depends on how much value you place on it. After a week with FuelBand, I have to admit it's a pretty effective motivational tool. You set a daily goal for fuel points and get rewarded with a little animation or banner when you exceed that mark. You get different awards based on hitting certain thresholds, like getting to 10,000 points in total or doubling your goal for the day. So think the gamification of fitness. Gamers who have been on their couch hunting for that last achievement in Call of Duty will take to this pretty quickly. Personally, it definitely got me aware of how active and inactive I was on any given day. While it's a bit bulky, the wristband actually does a good job of fading into the background during my workouts. It has a simple design with a single button to cycle through the different categories, and a line of color LEDs that progressively light up as you get close to your goal. The wristband snaps open, and one end actually plugs into the computer's USB port for charging and the transfer of data. For a quicker data transfer, you can sync the data via Bluetooth to an app on your iOS device. Sorry folks, an Android app isn't yet available. Still, the FuelBand certainly isn't for everyone. If you're a fitness fanatic or already have a regular exercise routine, you probably don't have much use for this device. If you're hardcore enough to want to be able to track your progress, there are more feature-packed devices like the Moto Active from Motorola. That's because there's no way to get data on a specific activity. Runners, for instance, have no way of tracking how quickly they've run since there's no stopwatch. They can't even measure the distance they've run on a course since the FuelBand only gives you the data for the entire day. There's no way to break it up except on an hour-by-hour basis, which is a little clunky. The scoring is a little wonky too. I estimated that I scored 2,500 points running around Central Park one day, but later that night I racked up nearly 400 points drinking beer at a bar. Generally, it did a good job of illustrating the difference between an active day and one spent huddled in front of the computer, but the details are always a little muddled. For $150, you have to be pretty serious about getting in shape. It's fairly pricey given what it can and can't do. There are cheaper alternatives, including a $99 Fitbit Ultra. Still, it's fairly easy to use, and the use of awards, color LEDs, and bright and simple graphs to show your progress and prod you to keep going could be worth the price if you need to get in shape. I'm Roger Chang, and this has been a first look at the Nike FuelBand. Be sure to check out our full review at CNET.com.